Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another edition of the Opposition Preview. Guys, make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here, all that good stuff. Get your thoughts in the comments. And it's a big one. It's a top-of-the-table clash, Stamford Bridge. Chelsea welcoming Arsenal in a massive, massive game. The gap's 6 points at the moment. A win for Chelsea would be 3, and a win for Arsenal would be 9. And you'd probably say it's their title to lose, and any sort of faint title hopes we might have had would be firmly extinguished. But yeah, of course, we had to get Potts in to discuss the game. Brother, how you doing? You good?
Yeah, really good, man. Particularly after the last couple of games we've had, man. It's been a good time to support the club, and top of the Champions League table, top of the Premier League table, and things are looking good, man. Early days, but I can't complain at the moment, bro. It's been a pleasure.
I mean, bro, we had 2 big wins each in the Champions League. Obviously, we put 3 past Barca, so you put 3 past Bayern Munich. Arsenal, pains me to say it, fucking good, mate. I can't like it's annoying, but looking serious. You know, defensively sound, going forward, looking good. Like every aspect of the team, there's not really that many weaknesses. They don't look like a side that can get bullied, and they're a side that can also play good football and grind results out. Would you say right now this is the best Arsenal team that there's been under Arteta?
Without a doubt. Yeah, I think so. We didn't particularly have very good sides in the early days under Mikel Arteta. We were kind of trying to pick up some players, move them on, and try and rebuild, so to speak. And I think the 22-23 season was a little bit of a shock. I expected to get Champions League that season, and we ended up in the title race and going 8 points clear. We know what happened there, but the squad was never really at the level that we needed to win the league, I don't feel. So perhaps he overachieved a little bit there. I think the season after that, where we lost to Villa and we went on that kind of 16-game winning streak and literally lost to Villa, drew the City, and that was it. We lost the league. That was a good squad, to be fair, but it was nowhere near the level of what it is now. And I just think the squad now, Charlie, Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta deserve a lot of praise this summer, because what I've seen from them, bringing in Madueke, bringing in Eza, bringing in, Gyökeres to the attack, which already had Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, etc. Ødegaard as well. Havertz and Jesus have hardly kicked a ball yet. The squad that we've got now, it is the best in the league. Like it is. There's no excuses about injuries now or, any red card decisions. There shouldn't be a problem because we've got a squad that can compete with it. And people won't believe it when I say this, but we've had some really bad injuries already, but no one's talking about it because the players have actually come in now. And that's the difference. If we would have had to play Sterling still, or Nelson, or Vieira, or, Lokonga, Eddie Nketiah, these are the players that years ago, Saliba went down, Holding comes in. Yeah. Smith Rowe and Reece Nelson are playing over at Fulham and Brentford now because they're not at the level we needed. Good players, but they're not at that level. Eddie Nketiah likewise. So that's why now we've got our Gyökeres is down. We'll put Marino there. We'll put Havertz there when his body's fit. Saka goes down. We've got Madueke. We've got Martinelli and Trossard. We've got Eze and Ødegaard. We've got Norgard coming on for Zubimendi or Rice. And at the back, we mentioned off Lewis Skelly and Ben White and Hincapié and Mosquera. I'm thinking we don't really have a weak link at the moment. Like when Christian Norgard's probably your weakest player in the squad, that ain't a bad thing because he quite good things at Brentford. So I actually do feel like Arsenal got the best squad in the league, and at the moment it's looking like that way with where we're sitting at the top of the table, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bert has made a massive difference as well coming in. The way that the signings that you made in the summer, they're like ones where like we're coming in, we'll win it. These are signings to win now. This is not with 2-3 years down the line in mind. This is right. These guys come in, and if this can't get us over the line, then I don't know what is going to get us over the line. But yeah, I agree with you, bro. When you look at the players that have now on the bench and are now the rotation players, there's a lot of guys that were starting last season. And that's how you know you're improving a squad and making a team better, is when your starters last season are now your rotation players. And that's all you can do. And look, Arsenal are looking very, very good. I mean, would it be a stretch to say that you're the best team in Europe right now?
Yeah, maybe we are. I mean, it doesn't mean anything unless you win something, mate. But yeah, if that's the question, then yeah, I reckon we are. If I'm honest, I don't think there's many that are better than what we're doing. I think that we're probably the best defence in Europe by quite some distance, and I think the stats will prove that. I certainly think our midfield is upgraded with Zubimendi there. I know that Partey was a very good player for us, and he was very different to Zubimendi. But I think the biggest compliment I can give is that he has complemented Declan Rice, and Declan Rice is just a monster at the moment. The guy is an absolute machine. I've never seen him play this good for us. I've never seen him play this well If I'm honest, I think he's playing the best football of his life. Last night, he said he did. He said that himself. It's only really been our attack that hasn't been elite level, and half of them have been injured. Madueke's just come back. Martinelli likewise. Odegaard's been out for a long part of the season, and Havertz and Jesus haven't kicked a ball yet. And people laugh when you say Havertz and Jesus, but Havertz was scoring goals for Arsenal, and obviously Jesus, when he's fit, is a very good footballer, but he's just never fit. And Gyökeres is out, and he needs to come back. So we've put 7 goals past Bayern Munich and Tottenham, with Mourinho up front. Do you know what I mean? So when these guys come back, Arsenal could actually go to another level in terms of their attack. So I do think we're the best at the moment. I don't think it means that the other teams around us aren't. Like PSG is still a very good side, and Bayern Munich still a very good side, Real Madrid, etc. But I do feel right now that Arsenal can be looked at as one of the best. And I said this to Saeed earlier. I think there's 4 or 5 players in this Arsenal setup that would walk into the majority of teams in the world right now. Saka, Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber. These guys would all walk into people's sides and make them better. Or they would, you wouldn't take those 5 and go, oh, no, thank you. They're rubbish. I don't want them.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're in a position, because we've got some real leaders in this side right now. And that's something we haven't had for a long time. I know Odegaard's the captain and Saka's the vice captain, but in my opinion, it should be Gabriel and Rice that are those leadership roles. But we've got them on top of some of the others, Timber, Trossard, some of these experienced heads. So I think it's actually been a real sort of delight the first few months of this season, bruv.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you, bro. I mean, the game, how big is this Sunday? Would you say this is your biggest game of the season? Like, how big is it in the context of where Arsenal are at right now, and in the context of what a win would mean for you?
This is the biggest game of the season so far, without a doubt. And it's not because Chelsea are the biggest rivals and they are an unbelievable side, although I do think they are a very good side, and I do think that right now they are kind of up there. We beat you. I think we potentially put you out of the title race, because 9 points is a long way.
We're not overcoming 9 points, no chance.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So 9 points would be too much. Liverpool are already 11 points, and we know what they're about. I mean, last night was embarrassing, if I'm honest.
Bro, they're finished. They're not.
They are totally finished.
They're done.
So that leaves Manchester City, who will be 7 points behind us, right? And with how they're going in Haaland FC, I personally do feel we might have a bit of enough this time, whereas before we just didn't have enough, right? So I think this weekend we win on Sunday, and I will put my chest out to say I believe Arsenal will win the league.
Yeah.
If we don't beat you and we lose, then you will think we're in this title race. I know it's early and there's no title race really till like January, February, but you'll be thinking 3 points behind Arsenal, who have been excellent and the best, and everyone's saying are great. And Chelsea have been a bit naff, apparently. Well, we're only 3 points behind Arsenal. So we're right back.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's how big it is, man. It's not really a 6 pointer because it's too early for that, but I can see why people are calling it that, because it is that big of a swing. Because I think Chelsea, we could put Chelsea out of it, and I think Liverpool are out of it, but we could literally pull away. I just don't see who catches us. It would really only be Man City then that I think. Like, Arsenal were quite capable of losing 2 or 3 more games this season, and we're not going to go like invincible for the rest of the season. But right now, it's very hard to see where our weaknesses are. And I think with Chelsea, it's quite clear to see where your weaknesses are. I don't really rate your goalkeeper and your centre halves, and I do think you've got problems at times. But I do feel like you've got some excellent players. I'm a big fan of Reece James and Cucurella. I think Caicedo is unbelievable. I think Palmer, if he's fit, is a problem. And I'm a massive fan of your 18-year-old Esteval, bro. I think he's a baller. So I do look at Chelsea and think they're the sort of players that if it was me supporting Chelsea, I'd be like, let's make the players in those positions that aren't those names, the squad players, and go and buy those players that need upgrading. That's what I would do if I was Chelsea. And I think you're right up there then. I think you'll be back to your best sort of thing then. So it's a massive game, Charlie. It's huge, bruv. Huge.
No, it is big. I mean, you touched on it there, bro. How important do you think that midfield battle is going to be between Rice and Caicedo? Obviously, I know like they get compared. They actually are slightly different players and whatnot.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean,
but like, do you think whoever wins that battle, that's going to be key to getting a result in the game?
Yeah, but I think both sides have got more than just Rice and Caicedo as well. So as much as I do think you win a midfield battle, you've normally 9 times out of 10 win the game. I think that's going to be key. I think there's so much individual quality within both sides that actually I think both sides have got a chance of a moment in the game as well. I don't really like to compare Rice and Caicedo because I don't think they're the same sort of player. I think Rice is definitely more of a box-to-box, and I think Caicedo is more of a DM. But I look at the scenario of both of them, and I think they are 2 best midfielders in the league, without a doubt. I think right now. Yeah. I know Rodri is there, but his injuries have cost him really to be in that conversation. And I don't look at other players like Graven Birch and these kind of guys and think they're anywhere near Rice and Caicedo, in my opinion, as well. He had a good season last year. So I'm a big fan of both of these guys. But Reece James can deliver a cross, and Cucurella has been brilliant of late. And you've got Esteval, who I don't like the look of because he's going to do well, right? So I think Arsenal's like that as well. I think, Trossard's clutching big games, although he come off injured last night. We're not sure if he's fit or not. Obviously, we've got Madueke and Saka and Martinelli that can do bits. Eza, we saw at the weekend, was unbelievable against Tottenham. So there's individual quality within Arsenal and Chelsea that I think can be sort of seen at the weekend. But I do think the Rice and Caicedo will be an interesting one. I'm going to say Rice is better. You're going to say Caicedo is better, right? I actually think they're very different.
Yeah.
And I think when people compared Saka and Foden, I thought it was bizarre because Foden doesn't play on the wing, like they're different. And people do this. I don't know why, like compare Foden and Bellingham if you want, that's fine. And compare Saka and maybe Kudus or something who both play on the right wing. But why are we comparing these guys? It's mad. Or Saka and Yamal either, or Salah or whatever. You can have the debate then. But I don't know why people do that really. They just, I think that to cause debate really. But I think both together would be unbelievable. Rice and Caicedo together.
You tried to get it, but
we tried it.
It didn't quite happen in the end. I mean, we would have tried as well, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, obviously it's huge. I mean, Potts, are you surprised, bro, that Chelsea are in the position that they're in? I'm not saying we're in an unbelievable position, by the way. Like, we're 6 points back, we could be 9 points back. We're second in the league. Are you surprised that we're in the position we're in after the first 12 games?
No, I don't think so, bruv, because in the first 6 games of the season, I had Chelsea top in my predictions because I genuinely believed you had the 6 easiest games out of everybody. You drew to Palace. I think you drew to Brentford in the last minute. There was a couple of drop points. Sunderland, you lost, obviously. And I thought, maybe they're more inconsistent than I thought then, Chelsea. I thought they would have been top by quite comfortably. I saw you in a title race last season at Christmas, and then it went wrong. And I expect you to be there or thereabouts in Christmas again, if I'm honest with you, bruv. I think you'll easily get top 4. I don't think that's a question, personally. I just don't think you did enough in the summer. That was all it was with me with Chelsea. I look at your side and I think you've got some excellent. I mean, me and Don always banter all the time and go back and forth. And Don thinks, Chelsea are this elite level team. I don't. Yeah, I don't think you are. I think you go on the way to being one, but I think you're 4 or 5 players short yet. And if you went and bought that kind of Courtois type goalkeeper and you went and got that centre half pairing of Gabriel and Saliba type, I think I might be looking at you very differently and think, wow, actually, Chelsea got everything really. But I don't feel like you're quite there yet. I think you either, as a team, you either go for the focal point, like City have with Haaland, or you do goals by committee, like Arsenal have been doing. And I think that's what you're doing as well. So I think
that's what Maresca wants to do. Like he said, he don't want someone that's going to score 40 goals a season and no one else contribute. Obviously, he takes someone that does that, of course.
Yeah,
but
of course.
He wants He wants it spread out. He wants 4 or 5 players to all be kind of chipping in with goals. And surprisingly enough as well, bro, like your top scorers with City on 24 each. We got 23. And that's with Palmer playing next to no games. I mean, you put a fully fit Palmer back into this team, back in his best. That takes this team to another level. Again, I'm not saying we're going to win the title or whatever, but I do think this season, other than yourselves so far, there's not really been an outstanding side. And I do think that second, I know obviously no one really wants second. You don't want second place, but they don't aim for second place. But I think second place is kind of there for the taking this season, and I don't see a reason why we potentially couldn't finish second. And that would be all right. We don't want to be celebrating second, but that would be a big step in the right direction.
But if you added a trophy to that, that's a good season.
Exactly. Yeah,
I didn't have Chelsea second, so I can't.
No, I didn't either.
That would be terrible. I didn't have
them second either. Yeah.
So, and that's because I didn't expect the drop off from Liverpool, if I'm brutally honest. I didn't have Arsenal winning the league. I had Liverpool winning it, right? So I don't think anyone anticipated this would be happening. It's hilarious, by the way, but I didn't see it happening from Liverpool. But I think when you look at what Chelsea could do this season, let's say you were to get second, then you were to win a trophy. That would be seen as a very successful season, in my opinion, right? And then with you, I don't know what it is really, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, whatever it be. I think with Chelsea, what I see is a side that's actually got some really good stats when you look at it. And I know I'm not really about stats. I'm about where you finish in the league. But if you look at what you've got, you're scoring goals. Your defense needs sorting out, but actually your defense is out.
Yeah, bro,
Fofana and Colwell.
we've
Yeah,
kept 4 clean sheets in a row at the moment.
and it's not so bad. But your defense is actually out.
Yeah, it's improved. It has got better. I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
Fofana coming back has made a big
Yeah,
difference.
he's quality. He just never fit, is he? And then obviously you're doing it without Palmer as well. So when I say Arsenal's attack's been out and we're still doing these things, we're top of the league, blah, blah, blah. Chelsea have been doing quite good things without Cole Palmer, who I think is your best player. I do.
Yeah.
I think he's unbelievable, right? And I don't know if he's back at the weekend, but if he is,
He'll probably be on the bench. At best,
yeah.
he'll be bench. Yeah. He
Yeah.
won't get chucked straight back, and he's not played since September, so he won't go into the lineup. But hopefully he can make the squad, which would give us a major boost. And the prospect of him linking up with an Esteval when they're both at their best is a pretty good one for us. I mean, bro, what you've got a decent record against us. I don't think we've beaten you at Stamford Bridge since either 2018 or 2019, and the last time we beat you was back in 2021. We won 2-0 at the Emirates, Reece James and Lukaku scoring. So, those days of Drogba terrorizing you and us beating you all the time seem to be kind of long gone now, and you seem to have a bit of a number over us. I mean, how do you expect Arsenal to approach this game? Much the same as you've approached, the big games this season, or just your games in general, or do you think Arteta will do anything different for this?
I don't think he will do anything different. I think the team will pretty much be similar to what we've seen against Spurs and Bayern Munich. I don't see any huge changes, if I'm honest with you. I think the team, Raya, Timber, Saliba, probably Nkapie at left-sided centre-back, and then Calafiori at left-back.
Rather than Mascara?
I think so. I think he went for it. He likes a left-sided centre-back to be left-footed. So I think that's why he went there. I think Mascara got, the nod last night, and was excellent, by the way. But I think Nkapie probably will get the nod for this one. Rice and Zubimendi and Eza will be there. I don't think Odegaard starts this game. He came on last night, but he'll be on the bench again. Mould him in. And then you've got Saka, Marino up top. And on the left-hand side, I think it will probably be Martinelli because Trossard came off of a knock last night. So I'm not sure.
You don't think you play Madueke on the left?
No, I think he'll go with Martinelli. He's kind of the backup. Martinelli did. Madueke does play on the left sometimes, but he's nowhere near as good as he's on the right. I think you know that.
Sure.
So I think that's what I'm looking at. The interesting thing, actually, Arsenal and Man United are playing a behind closed doors friendly today. And
I didn't like first team.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's not going to be first team. It's going to be under 21s. But Man United are looking to play players like some of their fringe players, and also Lisandro Martinez.
Yeah.
And Arsenal are looking to play Gyökeres, Havertz, and Jesus and their kids. So they've put together this friendly. And there's rumours that they're trying to get a couple of them on the bench for the weekend. Now, if they aren't on the bench, I don't expect them to start mine. I'll probably be Gyökeres and Havertz, if anyone. Jesus ain't kicked the ball for about 12 months, so it won't be him.
Exactly,
but I think those two are the rumours that they're trying to get them fit, and they reckon they're fit, but they're like, let's give them a run out and see how fit they are. So that's what I think they're trying to do. But so it'll be very interesting to see who's on the bench for Arsenal this weekend, and for Chelsea, to be fair, as well.
Yeah, I mean, we just get Palmer back on the bench. That's a big bonus for us. Other than that, everyone else is fit. I think Colwell's the only long-term absentee, and then we've got a full complement to choose from. I mean, I don't want to say in November, start of December, that games are must win, but would you say this is must not lose for Arsenal?
Yeah, must not lose. I mean, I don't think a draw is the end of the world for either side. Well, maybe it is for Chelsea if you're really serious about trying to leapfrog us. But I do think that, if we leave Stamford Bridge with a draw, I'm not going to cry about it because it's been like that for the majority of the last few seasons.
Always 1-1, isn't it?
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah. So, like you were saying, last time we lost there was 3-2. I think Alonso scored, actually, Marcus Alonso. I think that was Emery. Emery was our manager. So that was a long time ago. And you're right to say that you beat us last at the Emirates in 21 when Arteta went through them. We were bottom of the league. Do you remember? We lost 3 games. That was just so bad. And I remember Tottenham were top at the time. I was under Nuno, and I was like, what is happening here? But I do think it will be a similar approach, mate. And why would we change it? It's working at the moment. So we'll see how we get on.
Oh, mate, I honestly, I'd hate to lose this game. I know, like, we're not really contenders and people aren't expecting much of us, and you're a top side. But if we could find a way to win, this would be huge for us. It would be massive if we could get a win. But I just don't know. I don't want to be defeatist ahead of the game, but I would take a point in this one. I know that sounds like a little bit mad because you want to go and beat Arsenal. I'm confident we can beat Arsenal if we turn up and play like we did against Barcelona. If we turn up and play like we did against PSG, and like in the big games we do turn up, and he's got that big game set up, locked in. Reece James in the midfield, Gusto at right back. whatever else we're doing, and the tactics do seem to be spot on. Look, we can definitely spring a surprise. I mean, it wouldn't be like a major surprise, but we are capable of winning. But I think for Chelsea, it's the most important thing is not to lose. And continue that sort of run going. That'll then be 5 unbeaten in all comps, and you've got Leeds away and Bournemouth away in your next 2 league games, and you can then a run can potentially start coming together. But I mean, bro, last thing, score prediction. You back in the 3 points? Because if you win this is like a big step. I'm not saying you have to win it, as we discussed, but a win for Arsenal. These are the sort of games and grounds you need to win at to show that you're serious about winning a title.
Yeah, agreed. Look, we've been to the we've been to Anfield, we've been to Old Trafford, we've been to St James Park already, and obviously now we go to Stamford Bridge. It's a ground I don't particularly enjoy going to because it's had some bad, over the years it's been poor. But over the last few years, things have completely changed. As you said, those Drogba days are done, and I'm going to predict that we'll nick the game. But this is not going to be like a 3-0, Charlie. It's going to be a very, very, very tight game, I think, and a lot of people I'm speaking to are going for a 2-2 draw or a 1-1 draw, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 Arsenal victory. I think that Arsenal need to win this game, and I think when we do win it, I think Arsenal fans will start to get their chest out and become even more insufferable than they are now. And I think they believe that we can win the league, mate. So that's how I'm going to go with the win.
Mate, I feel like we've got a duty to do the rest of the league a massive favour and just like take Arsenal down a peg or two. Like it's our duty. So we've got there's added responsibilities. I'd love to say we can win this game. I do think we can. I'm just going to back the boys. I have to. I'm going to go. I think we'll nick it 2-1. I'd be very surprised if we got rolled over by Arsenal. I really would be. I'm not saying you're not capable of it, but I'd be surprised. We haven't really shown that we're a side that gets rolled over. So I'm going to back a 2-1 win. But as long as we don't lose, I'll to be honest, I'll be reasonably happy with that. But bro, as always, pleasure to catch up. Thanks so much for your time. Let the people know where to find you if for some reason they don't.
Nah, big up, man. Pleasure being here again, mate. And hopefully we can do another chat another time when we play it. But look, big up to you, man, for having me. Football's 12th man. I'd love a subscribe. Get us up to 60k, which is the next target. And make sure you hit like and subscribe on this one, man.
Yeah, guys, make sure you do that. All be tagged in the title and all that stuff. Go and show Pot some love. Loads of great content over there, and it'll be the place to be Monday night if Chelsea get a result. Come and have a watch. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you again in another one soon.